Good morning, Service Alliance community.
How y'all doing out there?
I figured I'd let him just take that last little bit there.
I asked him before the pre-roll, is that maybe we can try to do it together so I can get better. You can't beat Zach.
The one, the only, the original.
You know what they say. If you can't beat them, join them.
What's going on, everybody? We are live in San Antonio, hanging out in the hotel room this morning. We got Mike and TK just hanging out on the bed. It looks
laying on the bed together.
Looks a little weird.
Yeah.
With all the camera equipment in here.
Yes, we are in stereo, Kurt. We are in stereo. Faux show.
Yes. This is different. Got a microphone in my face.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when my dog gets on my lap and it just sits like this. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get off my face.
Well, I mean, listen, we're in a hotel room. It's already hard enough to try and do a stream. Let's at least have a little good audio, right?
Yes. So,
good morning, brothers. Any of you guys coming down? Best of luck. It is a crap show. These Texans don't know how to snow or ice, for that matter. So it's getting interesting out there. But we got in yesterday. We saw a bunch of friends. We hung out. It was a good time. We're looking forward to more.
Yes,
yes, we are chillaxing, Owl. We are indeed. I got to go back to this. Dr. Dan, if you are here, you need to text us. We need to meet up.
Yes.
We miss you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Haven't seen you in a while.
If you're down here or you're coming down here and you see any of us around, please stop and say hello.
Kurt.
I can't read
Kurt
them.
Benfield.
Kurt.
He's here. He is here. He'll see us this afternoon.
All right. I don't even know what he looks like. It's always his logo.
Yeah.
The little B.
Yeah.
Or the big B.
Well, it's a good time. You guys got in a little bit ahead of us yesterday.
Just a touch.
We sat on the tarmac for a good hour waiting for them to de-ice in Chicago, who is used to ice. So that was a little weird. But we don't really have a plan today. Our knitting club took the week off, so we would be on Legacy, but we took the week off because we couldn't all be together. We're all gonna be together, minus Rob Jones.
Yeah.
Out doing a bike race this weekend, so he ain't joining us.
He picked his friends over his friends.
He did pick his friends over his friends. So we don't really have a plan for the day, but we figured we'd bring some Bible, bring some business, and just hang out with you guys today and just try and arrange to meet with some of y'all today and get some podcasts set up, get some live content for this ASTI week. You want to pray us in, brother?
Sure. Just so I can hang my hat on the mic stand. Lord, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity to come together, brothers and sisters and family and friends, and just glorify your name, Lord, and elevate the industry in the little way that you've given us to do so. Lord, we thank you for the safe travels that we've had, and we ask you to continue to bless the others coming down here traveling with safe travels as well, and just be with us throughout this convention that we could enjoy it and get to know new friends and just continue to lift each other up as we share your love with each other. And Lord, those that are out there working still, Lord, we ask you to do the same with them, that they would be lifted up as well. Keep them in your hands, keep them safe, and just bless any interaction that they have throughout the week. Lord, it's in your name that we come together and we glorify you and we worship, Lord, and we ask this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Kurt says he's gonna hunt you down. He's gonna find you.
Just make sure you tell me who you are when you do. And don't be surprised I don't recognize you.
Dr. Dan is still on the road. He's in Louisiana. He's got 8 hours. Be careful when you get down this direction. There's a ice warning until like Thursday. It's gonna be wild. Good morning, Rob Jones. Good morning, buddy.
Thanks for making time for us today, Rob.
Welcome to Texas. Yeah, I think it's colder down here than it is in Chicago. We left Chicago and the thermostat was saying, 5 degrees. And I think it's colder down here than it was back there.
Yeah.
It's mostly the rain and wind, I guess.
I go outside like this in a t-shirt, and everybody that I'm running into are like, don't you have a jacket? Yeah, I got a bunch of them, but I put them on when it gets cold. Like, we have cold weather where I come from too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it just the rain just caught me off guard with that. But
I don't plan to stay outside too long when it's cold like that.
This is true. So yeah, we got to see a bunch of friends. I met Scott Becker for the first time in person.
Oh,
I've interacted with him online, but never met him before.
We met him last year at ASTI.
Yeah, I met him briefly.
You was stuck in the studio.
I was stuck in the studio all week. It's probably a repeat this year.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I'm distracted. Good morning. This is a little ADD episode, so it's all right.
Bless you, Mike.
Good morning, Eric. Good to have you on, brother.
It's been fun. I brought 5-Star Mike with me.
Yeah, so I've met 5-Star Mike before. This is the first time I've actually got to hang out with 5-Star Mike.
That's what I was going to say. You guys, you didn't really get a chance to hang out and see who he is. And it's fun. He's my pastor, but also my service manager. And he's a regular guy. Has fun, cuts up, funny. He knows business and he wants to talk business. So if you see 5-Star Mike, you know who he is.
Yeah. So him and I were actually chatting up last night. We'll lean into that with the episode here. We'll put a little structure back on this.
Yeah.
Spaghetti mess of a show we got going on.
Busy.
Get the squirrels out. Shake the squirrels out. But he was talking about his position as a service manager, which, I mean, as your company scales, would end up being operations, which is where I am in the 4-Star. And so how do you view a role like that as the CEO of your company? Like, what do you see the progression being? Do you see the importance in that type of position? And how do you value that position?
Oh, I absolutely see it. And I know I got the right guy, because when we went to make him overhead, he was very concerned about it. And it wasn't that he was just leaving commission. He was invested in the team, even losing the commission. He said, I don't want to be a burden. If I get to be dead weight or I'm not adding value for the wages you're paying, let me know. I don't want to be here for that. So I said, just the fact that you're saying this tells me that you're the right guy. So I know as a small business owner now, going from one-man show and trying to grow and service calls and customers and everything, and put the processes in place so that we can scale effectively. I can't do everything. All right. So, and we talked about a lot in the law of the lid, the first law. There's things that I can only go so high on my own. And we have very similar skill sets, but they're different. And there's areas where Mike leads me. And I like to joke, he's my manager, not in a possessive way. My manager, I own him. Hey, he's my manager too. We complement each other, and being my pastor, that really balances, because I look to him in my spiritual walk as a man, and he follows my vision as the owner, but helps guide the thoughts. Just having somebody there that, I'll tell you, even with 2 techs and myself, some may argue that it's too soon. I'm loving it. And I do, like you said, service manager, the progression would be, it's pretty much operations manager, general manager, but we're not big enough to have that title yet. But I'm just trying to empower him to be able to make decisions and make the calls, because I don't want to make every decision. I can't. I don't have time to. So having somebody that gets the vision, gets my mindset, and has my best interest in their heart, it's invaluable.
Yeah, it's one of those things as you begin to grow a company, you know, the E-Myth, taking off that 80% of things that you shouldn't be doing because they are just not that you can't do them. They're just not where you should.
It's not where you're the most effective.
Right. Yeah. And so beginning to figure out how that plays into different things. Right. So that's the struggle that I have in my position for my buddy Matt at the floor store, is that, you know, I'm in that position doing the things that he doesn't understand, and he's trying to understand the things that he doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But he shouldn't be trying to understand the things that he doesn't understand. Like that's not his.
They don't matter.
Wheelhouse. Right.
To his effectiveness, they matter.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't help him be more effective. So have you found that having Mike has helped you be more effective in what you're doing?
Absolutely. I say me and you connect because I'm pretty sure I'm ADHD too. Okay. Undiagnosed or self-diagnosed. How about that? I know how my brain is, and it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, somebody in my BNI group posted that picture of Homer Simpson sleeping, and it was like, normal people sleep. And then there's the one where he's like, oh my God, did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do this? And so that's how I am all day long. So I've noticed times when I'm like, okay, what do I do? And then I get my clearest thinking because I don't know. So I start making a list. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. And I make a list beyond the day so that I know what I can do tomorrow. But just the fact that I have that opportunity to say, okay, there's no fires to put out right now. This is kind of cool. I'm going to do it. And I want to hit back to the E-Myth, right? If you don't know what the E-Myth is, it's basically the entrepreneurial myth that all technicians, so they call it technician. If you're really good at your job, the service that you provide,
you're a technician.
That you would be a great business owner, or that all entrepreneurs are great business owners, and they're not. And you know, you guys give me credit for having a business mind, but it was more of a managerial mind. And I know how to make money. That's the entrepreneurial side. So learning that there's things that have to happen in a business and that I can't do it all. Like you guys were talking this week or last week about the org chart. The org chart in entrepreneurial myth, especially if it's a one-man show or a partnership, you got all these positions that you want to obtain as you grow. And guess whose name's in all of the spots? I have a lot of hats, literally. You guys have probably seen a lot of them. I brought a lot of hats with me. It's what I do. So I can't wear them all in the same day.
Right.
I can only wear one hat at a time. And if I wore more hats at the same time, I look silly. And that's how I feel when I'm trying to run every position in my business at the same time. It's not right. You don't look right. You're not doing it right. Everybody's looking at you like, what are you doing? why are you wearing all of these hats, idiot? You're only supposed to wear one at a time. I was packing out. ADD. Here it is. I was leaving yesterday or the day before, and I had 3 hats on my head. Literally 3 hats on my head because I want to keep them safe until I get into the car and I put them somewhere. And my wife's like, why are you wearing 3 hats? Like, okay. So Mike gets to wear a hat. And now Terry's wearing a hat. And I can't get them to wear my hat. They don't like the license plate. But they're all wearing a hat, filling a role that I can't do by myself. So I get to breathe.
Do you find yourself getting that planning and maybe getting some because you mentioned clarity, like do you find in those moments like it feels like you're able to process through things a little easier?
Yeah. I'll tell you about the process, processing the thoughts. My goal, my job, and that's why I'm in the middle of hiring people, right? I've had 3 people that struck out on me already in a row.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Everyone is due. I think we said that after you hired unicorns right in a row.
You guys told me when I hired Unicorn Terry, said it doesn't work like this all the time. Celebrate that you have Unicorn Terry. Nobody hits it on the first time. You did. You're not going to do it again. And then I hired 5-star Mike. Okay. Come on now, EJ. Your luck's going to run out. And then I hired Bill. It's like, good night. What is this guy doing? And everybody's asking, well, how you hire all these people? I just hired people from my church. Don't do that. It worked for me. I didn't pick them. I let God pick them. And I tried picking 3 in a row. Since then, strike out. I can't pick them. I got to let somebody else pick them. But that may not help for you. But I'll say my goal as the owner, now that I have a team, is more putting the pieces in the right places for them to be successful. And where I was going with that is when I'm interviewing somebody, I'm telling them like, hey, we're going to train you. We're going to build you up. My number one objective is to make you successful. And we got a saying at EJ's in our team. When we win, we win. Everybody wins. We're all winners. And it ain't about the money, but I'll say, if you win on my team, I'm going to win. If I win, it's because I set you up to win. We win together. So having that clarity and that time, my energy goes into making sure that their time is best used to be the most effective so that they can win. And then I win. We all win together. And that's where you should be, I think, as a manager. If you're a doer, if you're out doing the job still, you're focused on that. So when I'm out doing service calls, I'm the most productive right now. We're making more money. We're solving more problems for the customers. We're getting more 5-star reviews. I don't have the most, by the way. But I'm not making the moves that I need to continue that. That's an everyday job. It's very productive in the moment.
Right.
But I'm the most productive really when I'm focused on them being productive long term. I think that answered your question.
It did. It did. So, I mean, because they talk about that in the E-Myth. They talk about like when you're out and wearing all the hats and taking care of the customers, like it doesn't leave any capacity to look to the future. And so all you're doing is you're just collecting a paycheck, right? And then money becomes even more elusive. Mm-hmm. Because you're always chasing the next dollar because you can't prepare in the way you need to prepare. So yeah, no, you definitely answered the question.
That leads me to a thought. And, you know, as in my past as a manager, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't get any water yet this morning.
$6 a bottle of water.
The company wouldn't pay for me to have a drink of water. So in my managerial experience, I learned, like there was salespeople in my previous positions. Like they would go out and sell contracts so that the services we provided, we would have on a repetitive basis. And you could sell if you were new, because it's new. You get all the low-hanging fruit. But at some point, you got to do the work and really buckle down. The low-hanging fruit's already picked. You got to climb for it. And you can use the same thing in your personal finances or your business finances. You can't out-earn your mistakes. You can't outsell your efforts. If you're constantly chasing, you're going to wear out and you're going to run out of the low hanging stuff. And heck, we've been on a diet, right? Me and some of my friends. I personally, me and my wife and Terry's wife hates us because we could stop drinking pop or sweet tea and lose 20 pounds. They've cut out everything and they only lose 9 pounds, right? And it's like, that's a celebration still, right? Because it's not about the numbers, how you feel, how you look and everything. But I can only go so far doing that easy stuff. I have to actually make some changes. And this ain't a show about diets. I'm just giving you all the different
parables. Good
parables.
Example of it, though.
I'm practicing my inner Doug Shear, using the parables so that you have different analogies and metaphors to understand, like the hats. I like hats. You run out of the easy stuff. I've done a lot of the easy stuff. So now it's big processes that we have change. And you're doing that with the flooring business. Right now I'm trying to put together a inventory, and shout out to Encompass. Have you seen the Easy Stock app?
No, I haven't.
Gosh, I was so ready to start on Sortly. And then somebody shared with me the Easy Stock app that Encompass has. It's specifically made for appliance repair. Like, that's what I'm going to do. But that's a big step. And we mentioned it last week when we was together. We was giving advice to the one-man show. Like, what's the first process I got to do? And it may not be the first, but that's an easy one when you're small. I'm up to 3 techs running now. It's hard. And the longer you wait, the harder it is. So I've got to do the work now to make a process. You took over operations. I'm gonna play host for a second. You're taking over operations manager of a flooring store that's been running for a while.
Poorly, but yes, running for a while.
And you're running through that. At first, there was some low-hanging fruit, and you had great success in the first couple of months, and now it's getting hard. And you're still going to be successful. I know you. You won't lose. Even if you lose, you're winning in somewhere, right?
Right.
You're a winner. So you're finding that same stuff. What kind of processes are you going through?
I think the biggest thing, and this is kind of where it came from last week, and I guess we'll just continue the thought because we didn't really dig into it. When you are a one-man show, and I don't care what industry you're in, from HVAC, appliance repair, flooring, it doesn't matter. Service industry. When you're a technician, right? Because that's what you are when you do the job, is a technician, whether you own the business or not, right? Your first process must be, how do I want my company to run? How do I want this service call, this measure, this repair, this whatever? How do I want that to run from start to finish? Because that's what you know.
Yeah.
The other one would be, how do I want my phone answered, right? Those are the first two easy ones that you're going to hit. And if you haven't established those and you've been running for a while, it is really hard to implement that later on. You will come up against resistance, and it's your job as the leader to get people to buy in. And if they don't buy in, you have to figure out, is it you or is it them?
And it's
because it could be either, right? Like it could be you. It could be you are not communicating
it's not you.
Right. You could be not communicating it clearly. You could be, whatever. There's a million things that you could be doing wrong.
Yeah.
You could also have the wrong people in the wrong seat.
Yeah.
And so you have to process through that and figure out what is it, right? And then when you know what you will tolerate, then you can begin to process through and build that in.
I'm hearing what you tolerate permeates.
Yeah, well, what you tolerate does permeate, right? I mean, so like if again, like here's a great example. If your person answering phones is like, hey, what's up? You got a service call? We'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And you've allowed that to go, that's what's going to keep going.
And that's now who you are.
Right. And if that is not the level of service that you want to provide to your end user, you have to change that somehow, right?
What's your hat say? What hat are you wearing right now?
Change agent.
I like it. I notice it every time I see you wear that hat too. And when I was an employee of any level, I was resistant to change. Mm-hmm. Right. I always had all these thoughts of what needed to change, just like everybody else.
Right.
Man, if they would do it this way, it would work so good. Like I can change the world if everybody would just listen to me.
Right.
Like how arrogant, right? But as the owner, I still feel that way. But I'm not resistant to the change. I'm open to it. You have to be a change agent. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that was the word that Maxwell used or not. I think he did.
It's very probable because Optavia and Maxwell, they're good friends.
They're good.
Yeah, they become good friends over the years.
So you have to find what's not working. Hmm. Like I love change if it makes it better. Hmm. If something's not working, I can change right now. But if I think it's working, I don't want to touch it.
I think it starts with questions. Actually, I know it starts with questions.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to say, I can change it, and this is what we're changing, and this is how we're changing it, you'll never change it. But if you ask the questions, hey, how do you do this? Like, how do you do anyway? It doesn't matter. Anyone in your organization.
That's my point.
Right.
Terry's been on my back. Terry's resistant to change, but he likes some of the changes I make.
Right.
And I make a lot of changes, and I'm trying not to, but something's not working the way it needs to, and I don't know how to fix it. So I've been trying to ask all these people, and he reminded me, before you make a change, could you ask us? Like, you don't need our permission. I get it, but ask us our thoughts. And that's a principle I learned as a manager. I worked for Centos, the uniform place. Mm-hmm. They're really good at training managers. They had this, it's Lean Six Sigma, so I can't give Centos the credit, but that's where I learned it. The 25-foot rule. Any change you want to make, involve the people the closest to it. So it's like, the analogy is like if you drew a 25-foot radius or circle around it, involves somebody from each piece of that. Hmm. So if you're a bigger business, you're going to be in it, right? Your manager's going to be in it. The technician's going to be in it. The person that orders the parts is going to be in it. the office manager, service manager, and you want to find where can this go wrong? Not how do we make this work necessarily, but where can it go wrong and will it help? Right? You're asking the questions. This is how you do it, right? What's the real problem we're solving? And how can we fix that problem?
Yeah, when you know there's a problem, it's asking, why is this happening? Like, you can identify the problem. Okay, now why? What led to this? How did we get to this point? And one of the pushbacks that we've gotten on the floor stores, well, it's worked fine. No,
it hasn't.
No, it hasn't. And here's why.
It's just not crashed and burned yet.
Right.
Yet.
Like, here's why it hasn't worked. So how do we get to this point? And the reality is, you may ask some people that question and they'll never get it.
Yep.
It's happened. I mean, it's happened in past life, right? Like, you have to be willing to ask those questions. And you have to be willing to receive the answers that you get. And I do believe that you can ask the question outside of your organization, maybe to get ideas, or maybe to get ideas of the question to ask.
Well, that inner circle and mastermind group is awesome.
Yeah.
Or peer groups, right?
Right.
We're at UASA. They have peer groups. We have masterminds. Either is fine. Do it. Just get involved. Get you an inner circle, right? Get out there and meet other people that can help you. I can't even see the comments, but if there's anything good, let me know.
So
not that none of the comments ain't good.
Rob says, I can change. It just takes a lot of cussing and discussing.
That's funny.
Saul says, if I can change, you can change. We all can change. It's a little Rocky IV reference.
Yeah.
And Maurice said, a great technician knows how to troubleshoot and find the solution. Great tech plus a great owner operator is a great solution. Go with seasons and adapt. Now, my only pushback on that is that works for a while until it doesn't. Eventually, you have to separate the hat of technician and owner. You can't continue to be in the field, in the business, and work on unless you want to only work in the business.
Yeah.
But eventually you will burn out. More contractors burn out because they are so in the business and never work on the business. That's my only pushback.
Man, I feel like that might be a good spot, man.
It is a good spot to end. We gotta go get some breakfast.
Yes, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty, and we'll get to talk with you guys enough when you're here. So again,
if you
reach out.
Yep, you're popping down. Let us know, Tim. We got to circle up. Yesterday was crazy, but we got a podcaster 3 to record.
Yeah,
Tim was one of the first ones. But yeah, if you're down here, you want to meet up, we'd love to sit and do interviews and stuff like that. That's what I'll be doing. And if you don't want to sit in front of a camera, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we want to hang out with you. So
what are we naming this? Studio 751?
Studio 751.
There you go.
Service Alliance Group live from Studio 751.
Let's do it.
Anyway, Mike will be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know who Mike is. He'll have TK, I bet.
Probably TK, yeah.
If TK wakes up. TK was awake today. So
he was.
Yeah.
He was watching and then he got bored and he walked away.
He did. He hit the squirrel.
And that's when I knew it was time for us to quit.
I got to hit these comments. Rob Jones, rub it in.
Yep. Rob Jones is a little salty right now with UASA scheduling ASTI over a weekend.
Buttons don't want to work.
You know what's funny? Nobody else knows it, but on a regular basis, me and you both could record from Studio 1411.
It's true.
We both have the same street number.
It is. That is a little random squirrel fact for you. We both have the same street number, 1411. Pretty pretty odd. But yeah, Mike and TK back tomorrow. We'll be hanging out. If you are down in San Antonio, we're looking forward to meeting you, hanging out. Let's do the business. I got to do the business. Mike told me I should record this so y'all can use it. I said y'all need to get better, but here we go.
I've been working on it. Go ahead.
Here we go. All right. My Office Help. Shannon and her team over at My Office Help, they are your back end office. They answer your phones. They schedule your calls. They can even do bookkeeping if you need them to do your in-house books, your QuickBooks. Make sure that that is clean so it can go to your accountant well. My Office Help, your back end office. Next one, ITD Web Design. You dream it, he builds it. Websites, web presence, SEO. If it deals with being online, Mike is the guy to go to. He's built some amazing sites. He has a deep understanding of how that stuff works, and he's always learning. So ITD Web, and he has a good team too. Yeah. Most people don't know that, but Mike actually does have a team of people.
Sometimes I wonder if it's just a fictional team.
They could be an AI team.
And yeah, it could be.
Could be.
But he's really good. Not. If you want an example, ejsappliances.com. I hear it's pretty good business. So check out the website
site for sure. ITDwebdesign.com. If you're an all access member, My Office Help and ITD both have excellent discounts behind the paywall. So if you're all access member, awesome. If you're not, I'm going to take a moment here to plug servicealliancegroup.com. Go over there. We got manuals. We have SOPs. We have courses. We have masterminds coming. Listen, guys, Saturday is your last day to register for this first quarter mastermind, and you don't want to miss that. We have 8 weeks of structured content for you this time. It's going to be the first 4 weeks are goal setting and getting your bearings for the beginning of this year, and then the last 4 weeks is going to be a little bit of education, including how to hire and retain a tech, how to do a little bit of Google stuff from Mike, a little bit of social marketing from myself, and some other special guests. That's going to be a panel discussion. I'm actually excited for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the last 4 weeks are going to be good. All access members, if you click the link at the top in the members area, you get half off. Don't click the non-member link. You got to be logged in to get the 50% discount. So, and then we're going to wrap it up with brother.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I was wrapping up. I got a little squirrel in the middle of that.
I don't want to miss Brother B.
No, we ain't gonna miss Brother B. Brandon and his team, Brother B, over there at TMM Academics. You need to learn how to do sealed system. You need to learn how to do some general appliance repair. They are online. They are in person. They do an excellent job. They really do have a thorough understanding of the technical world. It is really cool, and we really appreciate working alongside those guys.
You know, it's even better. I think all three of those are going to be here this week.
I'm very excited.
I know 2 of them. I'm pretty sure Brandon's going to be here, but I know My Office Help and ITD is going to be here. So come on down.
It's too bad that you didn't want to come to the cold, Saul.
Yeah.
We'll miss you, buddy.
Saul. I don't think Saul leaves Florida. If he's in Florida, he don't leave Florida.
And Marie says she's going to be at the Hard Rock event.
Awesome.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you, brother.
So, awesome.
Yeah. That's it. That's what we got. We're going to shut up before we start squirreling somewhere else. Time to get EJ some breakfast and give me some coffee.
Before I got to put the mic down here and you listen to my stomach.
All right, guys. Have a good day, and we will see you tomorrow.